When the boss was getting sick, I wanted to be able to at least let him know that I appreciated him.
To me, Ray Negron personifies the American dream. He came from nothing with all of those people living in that house, horrible conditions in his neighborhood, and look what he's done.
He stands for every kid living in the inner city of America. Don't ever underestimate children, because you never know where their magic's going to take them, or what they're going to become, searching for that American dream. In the South Bronx, there are thousands of dreamy kids who'd love to play in the stadium. Many don't even have a bat or a glove, and most of them can never even afford to go to a baseball game inside of that stadium.
Baseball. Everybody in baseball knows Ray Negron, and everybody in baseball trusts Ray Negron. When he was 20 years old, he became a confidant to George M. Steinbrenner III, and he would go on to be one of the Yankees' most trusted and valuable advisors, particularly to the likes of Reggie Jackson, Darryl Strawberry, Dwight Gooden. He was there when the players were at their peaks. He was there when they were struggling.
This is an incredible story of hope, a story of fate and faith, a story for every kid in America who dreams. And it's a story that for Ray Negron, Yankees community consultant, started 48 years ago in the war zone of the South Bronx, when New York Yankees owner George Steinbrenner gave him a second chance. It's a story that for this bat boy is a dream come true in finding the self-hero within us.
And can you tell me a little bit about Ray Negron and his work with the community, what that means to the Yankee organization?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, he does a wide range of things, and he gets kids out here all the time and gets us in the community. From doing Jordan's Barbershop to helping teens out. I think it's a great deal.
And can you tell me a little bit about what Ray means to you personally?
I've been knowing Ray since my career started. He was working in Cleveland when I was there, and he was always somebody I can lean on. So it's just it's great to be around him.
Alex, tell me what Ray Negron, what he's done. How does that represent the face of the New York Yankees organization?
Well, in many ways. I mean, much like Reggie Jackson, he's been with the organization for probably north of 35 or 40 years. I don't want to age him or date him. But, he is the bridge between us and our community, whether it's the Bronx, Washington Heights, or Brooklyn.
Hey, what's going on? It's JR, and you are checking out the Sport Brief. I'm here in the Bronx. You see who's behind me? It's A-Rod. Look at him. And he's doing his own little stickball thing in my community where I'm from.
Come on, dude, shake him out. Shake him out, kid.
And, he really has an idea of the pulse of that type of community. And for me, he's really helped me reach out to my own community, the Hispanic community, and George Washington and Washington Heights. And I appreciate him. We're very appreciative to have Ray.
Bat Boy. What you're about to see is a true story based on Ray Negron's Yankee miracles, and a story for the ages you'll never forget.
Hey, you guys, I want to say thank you so much for having me. It was really a pleasure and an honor and a privilege to be part of Bat Boy Returns at the Argyle Theater this past weekend in Babylon. Thank you to Steve, Ray, and the entire cast and crew for inviting me and Rick Mango to participate, to have a great time, to sing some good songs, but most importantly, to learn the history and the story of triumph of the rise after a fall, of the comeback, and of paying it forward, which is what Ray does, which is what the entire team behind Bat Boy does. And it's really a story that makes you feel good and realize there is hope, and that everybody, no matter what their dream is or no matter what, life has a purpose. And we're all put in this world for a reason. And, you know, that really, it rang true being a part of that this weekend. For a great cause, to be with each and every person involved in the production, to be embraced, to be part of the family, to help spread the good word of supporting others in need, and to do such a great thing like empower people. So thank you so much. I had a wonderful time. It really was an incredible story to take in, to live in the moment, and to experience the humbleness that is Ray Negron and everybody that works with him. So if you want one more opportunity to see it, it's going to be happening again this coming weekend. It's at the Yogi Berra Museum, Friday, August 13th. You should definitely check it out. This is a special one because it's going to support the amazing effort of Voices Center from Resilience, honoring the 20th anniversary of 9/11. So be sure to check that out. Reserve your tickets. It's for limited VIP seating. And there's a special musical performance by America's favorite garage band, the Killer Joe Band. So I just want to say thank you. Congratulations to the entire cast. You guys are awesome. Best wishes to each and every one of you. And as they say in the theater, break a leg and knock 'em dead. Steve, Ray, thank you so much for having me. And I hope to see you soon.
Reach out, oh, Ray and Steve. Reach out, with Ray and Steve. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the car.
Guitar, Basil Plum, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Also on guitar, Carmen Guerrillo. And of course, we all know how important it is to have a musical director, right? I said right? Yeah! Well, it's about 9 years we've been looking for one. Anyway, this guy has been our musical director for, I think, 44 years or something like that. Robbie! He's one of my closest friends, ladies and gentlemen, so let's hear very talented Robbie Robinson, our musical director.
Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant good evening to you wherever you may be. Welcome to Reach Out with Ray and Steve, the show where East meets West, the Yankees meet the Dodgers, and baseball meets music. And then we all come together for our community. All right, everybody, it's time. We've had a long intro, so it's time to bring on Ray and Steve. Come on in, gentlemen.
Robbie! Roberto! You're at Dodger Stadium.
No, wait a minute. Well, where are you guys? Are you? Oh no, you're at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
Well, Robbie, I just got to ask you. You know, there's a lot of media outside over here. They know that you do this show, And when Frankie Valli made that statement the other night about that he's been looking for a new musical director for 9 years,
Yeah.
I mean, the phones don't stop. I mean, well, come on, what's that all about? Could you give us an exclusive, Robbie?
Well, 44 years is long enough, and so maybe it's time just to move over to Ray and Steve.
That's what I'm talking about.
There we go.
And we pay you pretty good.
That's right.
Oh, you pay me big bucks. I'm still waiting for that first check.
We fly you East Coast to West Coast to Nashville. You got it made.
No, I think I'm with Frankie to the end. I'm
all
gonna
right. Never mind.
Ride this train out. I couldn't do anything else.
Well, gentlemen, I want to know something. Did you guys do anything this weekend?
No, Steve, I'm not even going to go there. First off, I need to know who invited Steve Vaccaro on the Frankie.
Oh, you want to go there
on the Frankie Valli stage? When you guys come into town, when Frankie Valli and Four Seasons come into town, I go on stage first. All right. This is Ray and Steve. Frankie, Robbie, they've been my friends for 30 some odd years. No, this ain't working out.
There we go. Look at this. Wow, look at that.
I mean, he's got this posters all over the streets out here.
That's right.
That's
right.
Well, he said he knew Ray Negron.
Yeah, I was waiting for you on
the name, man.
I was in front of your house. You were no show.
It figures. That's what happens. These are the problems that me and Frankie Valli have.
Oh,
okay?
boy.
People always dropping our names.
You had a great weekend, Mr. Negron. You couldn't even come to our show because you're busy doing your show.
That's right. That's right.
Listen, I learned from you, okay? Period. That's all I got to say. And but we did have a good weekend. And it was a good weekend, not because we put on a good show. That was nice. That was the icing on the cake. It's that we were able to help a family in need. A family dealing with Parkinson's, torn. They didn't even have a decent bathroom for Robbie, and so, our people are going to go in and they're going to put up a brand new bathroom, and they'll have a few dollars too. I mean, we our show did better than I anticipated.
Right.
I get nervous. Like the one thing I learned from Robbie Robinson and Frankie Valli is you never start a show. And this Frankie told me he learned it from Mr. Sinatra. You never start a show until everybody's in their seats.
That's right.
Okay? And I would not let them start that show yesterday until everybody was in their seat.
Right.
That's right. And Parkinson's is a serious illness, disease, and it affects the nervous system. And to help this family that's really debilitated by this illness was great, because we have that entire cast that you see on the screen are all volunteers. They're all donating the time and efforts to support Bat Boy, which supports community efforts like we did last night. And Ray, I just want to thank you for, giving me the keys to produce the show with you and to write all the scripts and to work with the amazing cast that we have and to pay it forward in such a big way. It doesn't get better than that.
No, and, the beauty of our cast, Robbie, is that you're talking about people that are working on Blue Bloods with Tom Selleck and some of these other nice TV shows, but they take time to come on and they get excited about being a part of the whole MLB thing. You go through that. People talk to you about the Dodgers and all that all the time, or about you working with Frankie Valli. You see that opens doors, doesn't it, Robbie?
It sure does. Of course, baseball players want to be musicians and musicians want to be baseball players.
Yeah.
And that's why our show is unique. Our show is special. There has never been another show that connected baseball and music like we do.
Right. Every week.
And, psychologists want to be musicians and baseball players.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Hey, I heard you singing the other night, though, too, Steve.
Yeah, I was down on stage with you guys, in front of the stage. And you were clapping away too. I saw you go. We have a video of you.
Well, that's his job.
I know, but you were away from the Hammond. You were clapping, getting the crowd going. Let's check it out.
That was rocking and rolling. know. And
You
hey,
kind of
I did hear Steve singing along with Frankie. Did you hear that?
yeah.
He thinks he's a singer. He
Yeah.
does that all the time.
In the car, in the shower.
You know what I hate about our show is that during the preparation, when he goes into the bathroom, you know he's going to start singing.
There we go. There we go. But Robbie, being the musical director for such a great band in Frankie Valley, it's almost like being a baseball manager, right?
You know what? That's exactly what it's like. It's although the only difference between me and a baseball manager would be I'm like old school. I'm a playing manager because I'm not just telling them what to do. I have to do it along with them. So I'm playing too. Hey, look at that. There's Ray and I or Steve and I doing a duet.
Yeah, yeah. And actually, the volume didn't work there, so you and I were on the same playing field right there.
That's right. That's right.
I want to thank you. I mean, going back, and that's a high school friend of yours.
Yes, that young lady on your left as you face her name is Marcia Sawden, Marcia Galecta. She and I went to high school together.
And that's her husband, Robbie?
That's her husband on the left, yes, and he's a pilot. And those are her two friends that are with them there. And they came out. We had 10,000 people there Friday night.
Yeah, it was rock and rolling.
Robbie, you know, again, with what's happening in the major leagues as well as in the music business, when you guys go on tour, I mean, what's the protocol from the standpoint of backstage and all that kind of stuff?
Okay, it's different this year because of COVID, of course. And one of the things that we're doing, look at there. There's Steve's better half.
The better half, yes.
I thought that was
the better looking half.
I thought that was Steve's daughter for a minute. And then he said,
I'm not even going to go there.
Wow, we got a little sidetracked here. Let's stick to the topic. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Carmine's just rattling away with these pictures, isn't he, Carmine?
Looking good. So to answer your question, though, Ray, one of the differences is there's no backstage admittance now because of COVID, and so there's no backstage guests or anything. I was able to get our friend Steve up on the stage, not backstage, but on the stage with me. And then Frankie, during the shows for decades, has always gone out and shook hands, you know, from the stage and to everybody.
Can't do that.
And he's not doing that either because, you know, he's just trying to be wise and smart. He's, I think, 29 years old now, so he's not a kid anymore, and so he's got to watch him.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of fist pumps, though. He gave a couple of fans like a little fist pump.
He's not supposed to do that.
Okay, all right.
Now that happens in the Yankee locker room too, I think, doesn't it, Ray?
We can't get anybody in the back. There's no nothing. I mean, like nothing. And the field access. Remember how you used to go out on the field? I used to bring you and Ryan on the field to chit chat with the guys and stuff, you know. Yeah. And we can't even do that. And we can't even do like we bring in the celebrities to do the national anthem, and they have to do that on video right now.
Right.
Well, we'll get past all this. I mean, it's really neat, and it's really great though to be back in the groove, at least to a. I mean, we're about 90% there. Just these little tweaks. The same. I mean, and it's great to have baseball this year, and it's great to have Bat Boy finally getting resurrected again.
That's right. I want to thank you because we did a show last week at the Mount Vernon Boys and Girls Club. Yeah. And then we did a great show for like 150 kids. We were able to give out free food for the boys and girls there. But then I found out the director, the CEO, was going to the Frankie Valley concert with his daughter, and you were kind enough not to come out. You went up in the stands to see this, and if we have the picture of Lauren and Nell and his wife Barbara, and and you came up. No, that was Red. Well, you came up there. Anyway, I want to thank you very much. You made them so happy, and Lauren has been a pleasure for so many people. So thank you for extending your love to them.
You didn't even know that what you were doing. You just being Robbie Robinson.
Well, no, I remember Steve did mention that he was the president of the Boys and Girls Club, but I didn't put it together with last week's reach out until just this minute. So great.
Yes. But thank you. But you were in Pennsylvania, went to Connecticut, DC, and this week You're going to be in New York and New Jersey, right? You're going to be in Long Island.
Thursday night, Long Island, and I'm going to hopefully I'll see both of you guys. We'll see how it plays out.
He had his turn.
Oh, I can't go again.
He had his turn.
I can't go again.
What is this? I worked 30 years to develop my relationship with Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons and Robbie Robinson, and this guy just comes right in and weasels his way in there. That's what is that?
You can go. You can go.
Hey, then, Friday and Saturday, then we're at the Hard
Teresa wants to go to the thing. Teresa. And where's his Dominican wife? Just jumps right in there. What is that all about?
Hey, now you're making it a kind of United Nation thing now.
No,
I know. Last time it was Bat Boy. You're talking about Puerto Rican pride now.
Well, my Puerto Rican family is supposed to come, and they show up Puerto Rican time about an hour late.
Yeah, but then she said you started the show early, which wasn't true. But you had a little family thing going on there.
Oh, anyway, Robbie, we love you. You know that, and we love the fact that you're in this part of you will be in this part of the neighborhood. Yeah. And, so thank you so much. And thank you for taking care of Steve. I called Robbie that night to thank him.
Yeah, no, that was an amazing night. I want to thank you so very much, Robbie. My wife and I loved it. And you coming out and just seeing the concert with all those fans, it was a beautiful night. Thank you so much.
And Robbie, put Robbie back on. Forget about these pictures. I just want to say, Robbie, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, Frankie Valli is our Sinatra, okay? He is our Sinatra. I love the man. He is our Sinatra, but you are my brother, and you know that.
About it. You know that.
No question. No question.
Do I get to see Bat Boy? I've never seen it.
Well, you know what? Speaking of Bat Boy, we have another show on August 13th at the Yogi Berra Museum. And it's all for a cause, Voices Center of Resilience.
Yeah, Robbie's going to take off that day. He told Frankie already he's going to come to Bat Boy.
Oh, okay, Robbie. That's great. We need a keyboard player.
You're really going to get me busted now. I want you to call Frankie and tell him I can't make it that show that night.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, sure will.
Hey, that night is August 13th is a special day for me because it's my birthday.
Oh.
And believe it or not, I'm going to be 19.
Wow, 19 years old.
But
wow.
The one thing about Frankie Valli that I learned very early on is you respect the man, you don't cross the man, and if you do, you better write a book to apologize to the man. Am I right? Am I right, Robbie?
Well, you know what? That's true in life and everything you do. You respect the other person.
Mm-hmm.
Do unto others as they would do unto you, as the Bible says.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Exactly. That's right. But on August 13th, it's your birthday, but we're going to be at the Yogi Berra Museum supporting a nonprofit organization called Voices Center of Resilience. And the founders are a husband and wife team. It's a nonprofit organization that they lost their son 20 years ago in September 11th. And, we all need to honor and remember them because in New York, a total of 2,753 people perished that day. 343 firefighters and paramedics, 23 police officers, 37 Port Authority officers, and the list goes on and on and on. And it's a sad memory that we need to live and never forget and always support those families. So, Ray, we're putting this show on, and I want to thank you for pushing on and what you do and getting the support that this family and the nonprofit needs.
No, we're here for a very short time, and we better do all we can while we can, because when we go to the other side, we are going to have to answer, did we do everything we could in order to make the world a better place? And if we don't have the right answer, I think we're going to be in a little trouble. So am I off base, Rob?
We're all looking for that well done, good and faithful servant.
That's right.
Hey, you had some pretty nice kudos there from your Yankee brothers, CC and
yes,
Alex Rodriguez.
Well, that's the documentary. Thank you for reminding me, Robbie. They're doing a documentary on me, and these guys have literally been following me around for the last 2 months. I go to the bathroom and the camera's right there. I got to be very careful, and these guys are all over the place. But I'm thrilled that I leave a tiny legacy behind. Whether I think it's either going to be on ESPN or HBO, one or the other. But William Morris Agency and Ken DiCamillo are handling that, and I thank Ken DiCamillo very much. You know Ken DiCamillo, Robbie. He was Regis Philbin's manager and agent for many, many years. Good friends with Bobby Rossi.
Yes.
Out in Florida. So I'm very blessed to have him.
You know, in a matter of days, I had the opportunity to see Robbie, you performing with Frankie in 44 years and being backstage on the side of the stage, seeing this guy doing what he does and how emotional he gets when he's talking about Thurman Munson and Billy Martin and Reggie Jackson, reliving those stories, but for the people in the audience to share that. And Ray, when you're doing that, it must be difficult.
It's not as difficult as it would have been had I not known this man right here. Because he never knew what a mentor he has been. I watch everything that he does. I watch how he works. I worked with a very difficult guy who I love very much in George Steinbrenner, and it's the same thing with Robbie. He's worked with one of the top dogs in entertainment, who is demanding but yet a wonderful person. And I've watched how he does all that, how he deals with every member, every little thing, everything. And I've watched that. That was been very important for me. And Robbie, I thank you for that. And I mean that. You know, I mess around a lot, but when it comes to that, I mean it. You have taught me so much.
You are the man, my friend, and you and I are like brothers. There's no doubt about it. We just do, you know, God puts each one of us on this planet to do our calling. And each one of us has those unique and special gifts. And you are blessed because you realize what your gift is. Steve is blessed because he realized what his gift is. And I'm blessed because I realize what my gift is. My prayer goes out that everybody that's watching this can pursue their dream, just like the whole story of Bat Boy, that we can reach out and touch hearts and lives with the gifts and talents that God gives us.
That's right. Well said, sir. And we're going to switch gears to baseball. But before we bring our guests on, let's check out the standings here because the Dodgers are still running away against our New York teams here. Mets are falling a little bit behind. The Yankees are on a little bit of a roll. And we're going to try to catch up with those Dodger boys.
Hey, if you look at these, put us back on, if you would, Carmine. Because if you look where I'm coming from, Dodger Stadium, and where you're coming from, my prayer for this year is that you can have the final segment of your documentary coming from Dodger Stadium in the end of October with the Yankees and the Dodgers here.
That is great. With a nice Yankee win, right? Right, Robbie?
I agree.
That would be great.
And, you know, the next
We've
guy
got a couple new players on our team that are pretty good, too.
I see that. You just keep getting these guys, and you wake up, you got a new player.
Great. I love your shortstop. That's the one thing. But Robbie, the guy that's on our show, he was the Yankees bullpen catcher.
Wow.
In 77, 78, bullpen coach. He was very instrumental in getting Catfish Hunter and Ron Guidry ready for those big games against you guys.
I know you keep bringing up those 2 years to me.
Well, he was there in 81 also, Robbie.
Okay,
you know, he took the blame. Mr. Steinbrenner got very upset with him when the pitching faltered in Game 6 of that World Series. Okay, so you know we'll ask him about what did he do wrong, not just what he did right.
Too, because we'll talk about our buddy Tommy John about that game.
Oh, he coached Tommy. Let's get him on.
Yeah,
let's bring on Disco Dom Scala.
Hey,
Dom.
What's up, guys? How you doing? Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. How you doing these days?
I'm good. Can I just say something? I don't think you need me on this show. This show has been great so far. I'm entertained.
So don't mess it up, Dom. Don't mess it up now.
I'm glued to it. Hey, let me just say this. If you don't mind, can I say a few things? I know I
Go ahead.
Yeah.
First of all, let me just say congratulations on last night. I heard it was a big success. I really wanted to be there, but I know, Ray, we spoke earlier, and I told you that I had to babysit last night. It was just one of those things as a grandfather, what I need to do. You know what I mean? So I'm really sorry about that, but I will be there shortly. Believe me when I tell you this. Robbie, You
Yeah.
are a class guy. Hey, can I see Robbie? Can I see the guy? Thank you. Robbie, you are a class guy. I mean, the things that you say are just spot on. The relationship that you have with these guys here, it comes across so genuine that I don't know you that well, but I can tell you this. I'm glad that we're friends now. You know what I mean?
Amen,
I'm not
brother.
just saying that because I need tickets for Thursday night.
You and 6,000 other people.
Hey, let me tell you, I grew up with Frankie, man. Listen, I used to sing on the street corner his songs, you know, a cappella with all the guys back in the day in Brooklyn and all of
Yo,
that stuff.
Dom. Hey, Dom, I'm telling you, brother. Hearing you talk, it sounds like I'm talking to Frankie Valli. You know, believe me when I tell you.
I know. And Ray, I know you were talking about, you know, you're talking about the tickets and this and that. Remember the days of Studio 54?
Yes.
When the Yankees used to come to Studio 54, there was 10 deep, Robbie. There was 10 deep. When we pulled up and we're outside, they used to go, it was like Moses spreading the waves like this. And then we used to go right in there.
I
All
bet.
the Yankees after the game. It was really, really great. But let me just say this, guys. I'm honored to be on this show. It's a great show. You guys do a great job all around. Everything is great. And whatever you need to talk about now, I'm ready.
I just want to tell Robbie that Dom was truly one of the more popular guys in our clubhouse. He really was. The guys loved him, especially when we would land in Chicago someplace.
Oh yeah.
And they put the bags down, and we would meet in the lobby, and we all jump into cabs and go into the discotheques.
Well,
and
you know what, Ray? I always just tried to be myself, and I worked very hard, as you know. I picked up the slack for a lot of older coaches back in. I remember my first day at Yankee Stadium. Yogi Berra, Elston Howard, Mike Ferrara. You know what I mean? Guys like that, Art Fowler. All those older coaches, they couldn't do anything. They couldn't hit fungos. They couldn't throw BP. So what happens? I did most of it, and I was glad to do it for Billy. I would do anything for Billy, and he knew that, you know. But I gained respect from the guys that way. And I tell my guys on the field, you know, in college, I say, you don't gain respect by being a clown off the field or in the dugout or in the clubhouse. You gain respect between the lines. That's what's going to make you, just what you talked about being passionate about the game, passionate about your job. It's a gift. You don't have a job, Robbie. Ray, you don't have a job. You have a career. It's a calling. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about being a coach. It's kind of like a calling, a mentoring type of a thing. So I just wanted to let you know that. And by the way, you know, you talk about the 81 World Series when we lost. Yeah, George blamed me. You know why? Remember Ray? He used to say, remember his daughter liked me at the time? And
Right.
he said, don't you go with that disco guy. He went like that. Don't be near that disco guy. Right, Ray, you were there. You were there.
Yes.
So let me ask you a question. Who was the better dancer, Ray or Dom?
No. Dom was the best dancer on the team.
Oh,
We called him, he was Disco Dom. And Robbie, one night, I don't know if Dom even remembers this. We went to a club called Faces in Chicago. And so we got a surprise visit. We're all there, you know, Paul Blair, all these guys. And then Steinbrenner shows up out of the blue.
I ducked out the back.
He sits at the table, and Steinbrenner goes, "What is this discotheque guy going to start dancing already?"
It paid to know the bouncers in that place because they hustled me out the back door.
That is so
he
funny.
almost got fired because the boss wanted to see him dance.
Actually, I was just kidding. I did dance that night.
Yes, yes.
With not two girls.
Hey, I have a.
Thanks for clarifying that, Tom.
Just kidding.
I got a couple of baseball questions for
Go
you.
ahead. Go ahead.
Because, you know, this is my team. You know,
We all know that, Robbie. We all know that.
Yeah. But the last time we met in the World Series was, of course, 81.
Yeah.
And Ray keeps throwing 77 and 78 in my face. As you know, The Dodgers and the Yankees have met more times than any two teams ever. And we're talking 1941, 47, 49, 52, 53, 55, 56, 63, which was a very good year, 65.
Robbie, do you have a teleprompter over there?
Hey, I'm a Dodger fan, brother.
Okay.
And but then 77, and then Ray's buddy Reggie broke my heart and all the hearts of the Dodger fans with those 3 home runs.
Well,
tell me about that year.
Let me just say, you're talking about the 81 year?
No, I'm talking about 77. That's when Reggie hit those
77, 78. You know, those teams were very, very close knit.
They were, yes.
And let me just say this to you. You know what the one key ingredient was to those teams that the 81 team didn't have?
What?
Thurman Munson.
Thank you.
Thurman Munson. Think about that.
Yeah.
Think about that. You know?
And there's another ingredient that is interesting to me. 1977-78, we had a really good left-handed pitcher who's a dear friend of mine named Tommy John.
Sure.
In 1981, you guys had a dear friend of mine named Tommy John who pitched in that 6th game.
Yeah.
Tell us what happened in the 6th game when they took Tommy out.
Well, he was pitching pretty well.
Right.
At the time, and he was kind of surprised. I'm going to say pissed off that he was taking.
Yeah, no question.
But we had a hell of a bullpen. We had Goose out there that can throw 3 innings because that's what he did back then, and he was well rested. So it's kind of like the analytic move of 1978. Yeah. It's kind of like an analytic move. Here's a guy that throws 2-3 innings and strikes anywhere from 6 to 8 guys out in those 3 innings. So that's what you do as a manager. You go to your horse, you go to your best guy, and everything's on the line there.
That's right.
Everything's on the line there. There's no tomorrow. So you got to use guys earlier rather than later because one bad pitch and then you could be out of it. You could be out of it. And that's some things that managers have to think about. Ray will tell you, managers are always at least 2 innings ahead in their head. You're at least 2 innings ahead. You're getting guys ready in case you need a pinch hitter. You're talking to your pitching coach saying, hey, listen, if 2 guys get on, or if 1 guy gets a hit and he walks a guy, we got to get somebody up really fast. So get somebody moving right now. Get Ray Negron moving in the bullpen.
Yeah.
So he's ready and all of that stuff. So these are things that go through a manager's head. And as I said, his back was against the wall. Our backs were against the wall.
Yeah, that's
you have to do it sooner rather than later.
It's the only time I ever heard Tommy John throw an F-bomb in that era.
Wow. Yeah. And listen, well deserved on well thought out, and he had to do it. I mean, he had no. And let me tell you something. In those days, if you remember Guidry and all the starters that we had, they kept the ball even if they had 4 runs on them, 5 runs. They kept the ball. They kept them in the game. They kept them in the games.
So, gentlemen, is Tommy John a Hall of Famer?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good question.
Absolutely. 280 wins. Come on. That's a lot of wins.
288, by the way.
24 years in the big leagues. Longevity. Come on. Got through the most famous surgery that's named after him now. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on, listen. Come on. You win 280 games. I don't care who you are. Tommy John, Bert Blyleven, you're in.
Right.
And his ERA was really good too, by the way. He was like 3.5 something, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Which 24 years, 3.5? Come on.
Yeah.
How many innings did he pitch, Ray? About 2,000?
Yeah.
At least.
Now, in every Bat Boy performance, and especially last night, Ray talks about his relationship with Thurman Munson, and Gigi's on the show here. He did a great job playing Diana. But Dom, talk about Thurman for our viewers out there. Who was Thurman Munson? Share a little bit about your experiences with him.
Well, I think Thurman was very misconstrued by people and by the press because, as you know, one of the main reasons why he bought when he started flying airplanes is he wanted to get back to his family faster every night or every time when we had a night game after a night game or something to that effect, And what happened was Thurman would, right after the game was over, hustle into the locker room, sometimes not take a shower, but other times take a quick shower and then jump and then get as well. I always remember as I was coming in from the bullpen, I'm one of the last guys to come in. Here's Thurman passing me by like that. And he's going because why? He wants to beat the crowd because in those days we had 40,000 every night back in those days. He wanted to beat the crowd out of the tunnel to get onto the Major Deegan, to get over the bridge and get to the airport. So a lot of writers took that in a different way. That he didn't want to talk to people, but that wasn't true at all. Thurman was a teddy bear. I happened to be very, very close with Thurman. I actually flew with him twice on his single prop plane, the first one, and I flew on his plane on the second one, the King plane, which had double propellers. I didn't fly on the Cessna because he had just gotten it, and I wasn't, I wasn't in the mix, to go at that time. I know he took Reggie and Nettles, on a trip one time to the West Coast. You know what I mean?
Wow.
But I was on two planes, and I'm riding shotgun with him. I'm in the cockpit. I'm sitting right next to him as the co-pilot, and I'm saying, man, this guy's amazing flying this plane like this. You know what I mean? I mean, that's not an easy thing to do, guys, in the world.
Yeah, right.
And this is in the dead of night, man. You're going up in the dead of night. You know what I mean? You got to know the controls. You got to know where you're going. You got to know everything, But great pilot, great guy. I always picked his brain about things. He wanted to be a manager someday. He really did. He wanted to be a manager someday. And George knew that. We used to call him the Cookie Monster because he didn't eat anything but like fat food. He ate cookies. He ate crumb cake. He ate all kinds of stuff like that in the clubhouse. Now, we had all of that stuff. Today, they got chefs.
Oh, yeah. They don't have any of that.
Got chefs, they got fish. They got this. We had my mother. This is a true story, Robbie. My mother, little Italian lady at the time, always loved to cook. Part of my dues for the clubhouse with Nick Priori, remember Nick? With Nick Priori, is every homestand I had to bring in chicken cutlet parmesan, baked ziti, and meatballs.
Oh, man.
My mother made it. I'd pay her for it. She'd make it all for the guys, and it was like a treat for the guys. You know?
Man.
Yeah. So it was, he loved the meatballs. He loved meatballs. He would take it with a fork and just go like this. One shot in his mouth. One shot in his mouth.
That's indeed one of the great tragedies of all of Yankee history in losing Thurman like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll never forget. I was, my wife and I, who was my girlfriend at the time, we were living together, and we had just come in from a road trip. I don't know if you remember. We just got back from Chicago. Right. We went to Kansas City and then Chicago, and we got home. I think we played a night game that night because we were on national TV. So we didn't get home till 3 a.m. By the time we got into our bed, it was like 4:30 from the airport. So it's like 11, 12 o'clock now, and I wake up to this report saying, "Great Yankee catcher dead. Details after this." And my wife and I thought it was Elston Howard because Ellie was sick at the time. He wasn't with us at that time, Elston Howard. He had retired, but he was sick. And then we found out, and it was like, oh my God. Oh my God. It was like, you want to know something? I don't know if I ever told you this story, Ray, but I'm going to tell you an ironic story real quick, if I may. Before we left for the road trip, our plane was delayed at Newark. So George sent in all kind of food for us to eat in the clubhouse. This way we wouldn't have to go to the airport and wait for the plane. So we knew we had like a couple of hours, 2-3 hours before the bus left for the airport. So me, Thurman, Nettles, and Chicken Stanley are sitting in the sauna. Chicken Stanley and Puff leave, and it's me and Thurman. Thurman says to me, "Hey, Disco," he says to me, "I don't think I'm going to make it too much more with the catching." He says, my knees are killing me, he said.
Wow.
He says, my knees are killing me. Now, if you remember that week, he caught maybe one game, and then he DH'd. He DH'd. He played first base. So it was almost like God saying, "Hey, you're not catching anymore? You're going to come play for me now."
Wow. Well, he's playing for him now.
That's an eerie thing. That's God's honest truth. That's a true story. We talked about that in the sauna. Just him and I.
Wow. Well, Dom, we want to thank you so very much for joining us here today. We have to get you back on this show, and you're such a great coach, a great guy, great family man yourself. So, and you're a great friend of Ray Negron and all of us.
And Dom, I want you to say hello to my friend, number one, Louis Guzman is watching, but I also I want you to say hello to my friend Raul Lopez, who's going through therapy from a treatment for prostate. So I want you to say hello to him.
Hey guys, just hang with them, stay strong, think positive, and there's a lot of good technology today. You're gonna be okay, man. You're gonna be okay. Can I just show you one thing?
Definitely.
Can I just show you one more thing? I know you have no time. You know, being that the Olympics was just over.
Yeah.
In 1973, we didn't have the Olympics back then in baseball.
Right.
But we had the next best thing, and I was very fortunate to be on a USA team. And this is my bronze medal.
Wow.
Oh,
wow.
I played in the Intercontinental Cup tournament in Italy. I was 19 years old. I was one of the youngest guys on the team. Okay. And we got a bronze medal. Japan won, and Puerto Rico came in second. And this is a picture of the team right here.
All right.
Point out to where you are. Point out to where you are.
That's Shea Stadium, right?
Yeah, Shea Stadium. We played 3 exhibition games before we left for Italy. But you can't. Can you see who I am? Maybe by chance? Can you?
No, you're all ugly.
How about number 11? Look how big I was there.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Where's number 11? Oh yeah, I see.
How about the neck and how big I was? Huh?
Yeah, very, very handsome.
So I thought it would be apropos to show you this since the Olympics just ended, and you know, it was a great thrill for me in my life to represent the United States.
Real quick, my first recollection with Dom Scala, Robbie, was I was playing shortstop for New York Tech, and he was at St. John's University. Am I right, Dominic?
Correct. That's correct.
And last game of the season, Dom Scala hit a scorcher in the hole, but I went in there, made my best play, and threw him out at first base.
Wow.
That's because I couldn't run.
Thank you, Dom. We got to run. We got a new song that we got to put out here. Let's check out this new song and see the people behind it.
Okay.
I walked in, he was standing there. You gave me that look. I know that's it. No, not that kind of girl. No. Yes. No, I'm not that kind of girl. Through the crowd, you came over to me. You asked me to dance. I said we'll see. No,
Rockman, wow.
Here we go. Joey Jam.
Old school sounding.
Job. And that's Robbie Robinson, the musical director.
Mickey Valley, let's rock.
That's right.
We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys.
That's great. That's great. So Susan and Joey, talk about the music now. You just got signed by Sony, right?
26 Records, Sony Music. Yes, indeed. And we just recorded this album that just came out last month.
Okay.
Yep. That's it.
And we're going to be playing the music from this album on Saturday at the Barnum Ballroom in Island Park.
Island
Park. Yes. There's a couple of days now. Now, Susan, tell everybody what instrument you play and who you've been playing with all these years.
I play electric violin. It's fretted. It has 6 strings and is shaped like a Gibson Flying V.
Wow.
Some of the artists I've played with, I played with Billy Joel, the last play at Shea, Steven Tyler, Josh Groban, Michael Bublé. I got to work with the best of them.
And Joey Jam.
And Joey Jam.
Yeah, really? Oh, excuse me.
And Joey, and you're an amazing guitarist. Talk about your career a little bit.
I'm a songwriter and producer, and I've been very lucky to work with some amazing celebrity musicians such as Billy Sheehan and Rod Morgenstein from Winger, and Billy Sheehan's played with everyone, David Lee Roth, so on and so on. And now I'm really lucky to be working with one of the best, Susan Aquila.
Yes,
also known as the Goddess. She was named the Goddess from Billy Sheehan himself.
Okay.
So it comes from a very high place.
There we go.
So we have to go with that tagline. And she is now known as the Goddess.
That's Robbie, have you ever performed with somebody playing electric violin?
Yes, I actually have. I've played with a few different electric violinists. And I saw that and I said, it looked like a Flying V guitar, but it's not. It's too small for it to be a Flying V guitar. As a matter of fact, I used to play with Albert King, who used to play one very similar like that. But that's so, and so I see it's really cool. Whoever designed that for you.
You want to know who he designed?
Who designed my violin?
Yes.
It was designed by Mark Wood of Wood Music.
Awesome. It's really cool. I love violin and I love orchestras and I love electric violin. Going back to the days of the Flock and Mahavishnu Orchestra.
Yes, Mahavishnu, yes.
You know, but and David Rosenthal is a real good friend of mine who is the music director for Billy Joel. So you must have worked with him.
Yes, absolutely, I did.
And he's a local guy too. Yes.
Yeah, that's right. And a big Yankee fan.
Yeah. And Susan is classically trained, so she's a Juilliard graduate. So she just kind of came over to the rock and roll side.
Came
now.
over to the dark side.
I brought her to the dark side. I pulled her in, and I'm not letting her go.
That's good. Well, Duke Ellington said this. He said there's 2 kinds of music. There's good, and then there's the other kind.
Right. It is a true honor to be here with you. Thank you so much for everything that you've offered in the past 44 years or so plus. It's amazing to be in the same vicinity, same show as someone of your caliber. So thank you so much. We're doing this because you made it possible for us.
The stuff sounds great, and it's really old school sounding to me. You know, that kind of shuffle groove and piano solo and rock and real musicians, weren't they?
We tried. Yeah. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Yeah, we're tapping a little bit into the Beatles feel also. We do our rock and roll thing, obviously. However, we love the older stuff. That's what we were brought up on. That's what we learned from. And those are our influences. And we try to bring it into our original music.
Awesome.
So what's in store for Saturday night? What are people going to see when they come out?
One wild ass rock show.
Okay, there we go.
We take no prisoners, no holds barred.
That's right, and we're happy to mention that we, Company of All Music Guitars, donated a Dean guitar for us to give away during our show. And since she's such a major celebrity now, she's giving up my paycheck. So she's offering $1,000 to one lucky winner that night who's coming to the show. Really? So I'm not getting paid, but somebody's going to walk away with $1,000 in cash. So just for showing up.
What do we have to do to get
All you got to do is show up and buy one ticket, $15.
One ticket, just like right there?
Exactly, that's all it is.
Wow, and you're giving us some tickets to give out, too.
Absolutely.
So we're going to be giving out free tickets each and every day to this concert here on Saturday night in Island Park.
Absolutely.
At the Barroom Ballroom.
The Barnum Ballroom. yes.
Okay, say that 3 times fast. But when you got signed by Sony, it must have been a great feeling, right?
It was absolutely. I mean, I kind of wasn't expecting it. Kind of came out of the blue, but I do remember that. I called this guy up right here,
Okay.
Joey, and I said, "I am not signing this unless you're on board." And we've been partners ever since.
It's been awesome. It's been awesome. Yes.
And so the other
really
band needs
important.
yeah.
You know, it's super important to have that relationship with a producer and a music director or whatever the case may be. I mean, because you need a team to make hits.
Right. It
Absolutely.
does take an entire team. Yes.
Yeah.
Nobody does it alone.
And to have the trust in one another to
right.
be able to, because music comes from the heart and the soul, correct? So it's very difficult to find someone that you can trust and work with and have them understand what the music is about and create it together. And it's very, as you know, it's very, very, it's a gift when two people can come together and do that. So that's what we have. So we're extremely lucky and blessed.
Yeah.
And talk about your bands. Talk about the other people in the bands.
We have Jordan Kanata on drums. He's joining us. We're really lucky. Look him up if you can. He's off the charts, ridiculously good. We have Rennie Zosa on bass, another fantastic Long Island guy.
Okay.
Caroline Purr and Livy Lee are the backup singers, and they are fabulous and a lot of fun, and some great choreography coming from them.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
It's a real fun show.
It is a really
I
fun
can't
show.
wait to go. And again, how can people get tickets? How can they contact you? How can they get your CD?
Well, I'm very easy.
Okay.
I told you, just open up the window. Hey, Joey!
There we go.
You know, so,
there we
yeah,
go.
yeah, I got that from Rocky. That's a great line. I never forget that line.
The easiest, quickest thing would be to go to Susan Aquila Rocks at hotmail.com and just put in your request for tickets, and someone
Yes.
from our team will get back to you.
Or SusanAquilaRocks.com. And
Okay.
You could
You
just,
can message them too.
yeah. So
Awesome,
we have
awesome.
to-
Well, I'm going to be there. We're going to be broadcasting live there too. You're giving out free CDs, free tickets, free $1,000 to somebody.
$1,000 cash.
Can't go wrong, right, Robbie?
That's right.
Man, just come out for that. You know.
That's right. Well, it's going to be a great time. Robbie, you have a show coming up next. What's going on?
Tonight I'm just gonna, because we're on the road again after a year and a half off, and so we're just gonna relive some of the musical adventures of our road being on the road for the last couple of weeks. And so I've got some video clips and some stuff, and it's gonna be a lot of fun tonight. And then I'm back on the road where I'm actually, even though it looks like it's Dodger Stadium, the secret is, and then inside baseball, I popped over to Nashville for a couple of days, and then Thursday we're playing Long Island. Friday, Saturday, the Hard Rock in Atlantic City.
Wow.
Huntington, Long Island. He's playing the
Paramount.
the
Paramount. Yes, yes.
Awesome.
Woo!
So we'll see you Thursday night. These guys Saturday night. And you're back in Atlantic City Sunday. We got a busy weekend going on here. Robbie, thank you very much. We're out of time. We will call you directly to wish you a happy birthday. God bless,
Happy
Robbie.
Thank you. Happy
Okay,
birthday.
all right. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you.
This is Reach Out. Come on back next week.